Hey folks, this is Best in Slot and welcome to the next Prehistoric Kingdom Dev Diary, February 2022. Not a super long one today. I've got hair in my mouth. Not a super long one today, but some very exciting stuff, as you can probably tell already from this preview picture right here. Very excited about this one. Let's dig in and check it out. And I thought I'd throw in the base cam thing for this, because otherwise it's just me reading essentially what is a PowerPoint slideshow that I've made. And that's not very exciting or interactive, so face. Right, so let's get started. What's coming in the next update basically to the beta for Prehistoric Kingdom? So in terms of new building objects, we're getting a couple new things. We're getting some extra wall pieces and some extra pillars. So these are the wall pieces. We're getting 1x1s, which is this little square over here on the left. We're getting 1x2s, which is of course this slightly taller square, and this 1x4, which is an even taller square. You may even call it a rectangle if you were an absolute crazy person. Either way, so we've got some new building options in terms of what we can use. You could kind of just take this and stretch it out, but it wouldn't quite look the same, so it's nice to have that variety. And of course, as you can see here, if you wanted to make sort of longer wall pieces with these, you could do that as well. But that is not all for our new wielding. That was wall building pieces in one word, wielding. That's not all for the new wielding pieces. If we go into here, we're also getting pillars, which is like a really interesting new idea I haven't really seen done before. And we can see here 3 different types, and they're all actually unique or custom made for the wall types. You can see we've got this kind of thatched kind of wall over here on the left. There you go. And you see the pillar is unique. It's got the thatch texture. It's not really thatch. Well, it sort of is. But then it's got this kind of wooden struts along the side of it. Whereas if we go over here to the bamboo in the middle, there you go. You can see instead of the wooden slats and stuff, which wouldn't make much sense, it's more like a bundle of bamboo, which is what you would expect a bamboo pillar to look like in reality. And if we swing over to the right instead for the glass wall, you can see instead it's very industrial. It's, you know, big metal struts and very industrial like that. So it's really cool that they've put the work in to make these individual pillars. And I can see these being very useful in terms of building options. Even just making a flat wall look a little bit more interesting, these pillars might be really good. Quite excited about these actually, yeah. I'm gonna build some cool stuff. So that's about it for new glimpses of building options, but there's a few more things to check out along the way. And let's be honest, am I like in the poop? Let's be honest, this is what we were all waiting for. So animal welfare is being added to the game, and it's not just dung. There's gonna be food and water management now. Your dinosaurs will need food and they'll need water to survive. But dung management is the third prong, the third part of the trident of current animal welfare. So basically, I'm going to show you a clip in a minute, but as your dinosaur walks along and defecates, blip, blip, like so, just imagine this kind of spraying out like a hippo. It'll emit particles and also bits, and as some of those will disappear into the ether. Lovely. But as the particles or some of the smaller bits kind of gather together in the same rough area, like you're seeing here, if these kind of keep gathering up here, eventually they'll form this, what's called a mound. Very exciting. And eventually, of course, having these dung mounds everywhere will cause you problems for your dinosaurs, and your exhibit scores will go down and stuff like that. Interestingly enough, if you feed them good quality food, assumedly they're digesting it better and they will actually produce less dung. So spending the money there may save you money elsewhere. It's up to you how much you want your dinosaurs to defecate, basically. There is a really funny little clip of the Tyrannosaurus Rex doing it, so I'm going to show you that right now. Of course, you need to be able to manage your dung, and this is a surprise little feature I definitely didn't see coming. So there's 2 ways to clean up the dung in your habitats. The first is you can, of course, just schedule a cleaning roster. You'd have to hire more cleaners, assumedly. I don't know if that's a thing quite yet, but down the line, you'd have to hire more cleaners, more zookeepers, etc. They're going to spend more time doing things and going between your exhibits and cleaning up all the dung. And that can be a problem, especially if you've got like a big sauropod habitat or something. I can imagine there's a lot of dung flying around. However, what you can also do, and this is very cool, is use dung beetles. It's like an exhibit care item that you place down in your habitat, and it'll have a radius around it, and the dung beetles will clean up the dung using it to build their nest within that radius, basically. So I don't know if there's going to be a way to kind of tell where would be the highest proliferation of dung. Like, is it near the food? Will they have a preferred area for it? Would you have to cover your entire exhibit in dung beetles? I don't know, maybe this is more like a supplementary thing to the cleaning, like this kind of keeps it calmed down a little bit, and then your cleaners can still come in later on and do their job as well. I suspect that's probably the case, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out in game. But surprise little detailed feature there, very cool. Of course, this looks a little low quality, but this would be very small in your park. Moving on into the more technical side of things a little bit, exhibit score is now going to be a thing. You'll actually have to earn science points properly now and build an actually good park. This is the first time, I think, based on all these features coming in, that it feels like a park management sim in a way. Obviously, there's still more to be added, quite a lot more, but in terms of the basic, park management kind of stuff, this seems like the first step, really. So exhibit score has been added to the game. A higher exhibit score means more money donations and also more science points, which is how you unlock new dinosaurs and skins and stuff like that. Now, you can see all the information here, but you're going to boost your exhibit score through a few major ways. You've got your total animal ratings. I am on the wrong thing. You can boost your total animal ratings, which means basically, you know, Tyrannosaurus Rex, 100 points. Triceratops, 110 points, because Triceratops is the best. Decorations, which is a number of decorative items within your exhibit. There does seem to be a cap there. You can see there out of 250. And that's important because you don't want to force people to slam their habitat with like a billion different trees and different decorations in order to just get the point. But this is actually the most exciting one to me. It's worth keeping in mind all these numbers are temporary and this is still in development. Ecology. Now, ecology in this circumstance means having multiple dinosaur species that are either from the same era or from the same location, or preferably both. And that's going to multiply your exhibit score by a certain number, 1.8 in this case, but as I say, these are temporary numbers. So it kind of incentivizes the creation of these thematically appropriate exhibits, which I think is a really cool idea. It's kind of like with Planet Zoo has the animal welfare thing where they've got cohabitation species. This is kind of the same deal, but potentially even cooler because it also includes era, which obviously PC can't do. So I really like that. I'm very excited to build a park that like hammers the ecology bonus, especially when the full game is out down the line. But of course, your score can also go down as well as up. If there's dung, your score will go down. If there's dead things, your score will go down. And species repetition, that doesn't mean within the same habitat, that means across the park. If you've got a Tyrannosaurus Rex there, you know, Billy's walking along, sees a T-Rex. Wow, that's a T-Rex. Billy's very excited, as you can tell. Billy then walks along for another hour. He sees many varied dinosaurs. He has a churro. And then Billy sees another T-Rex. He's still like, wow, that's a T-Rex. That's very cool. But I've already seen a T-Rex, so I care a little bit less. So you get less points for that, basically. Let's move on. Oh, I should mention before we do move on, new animators needed. If any of you are creature animators, animal animators, biological animators, anything like that, the Planet Zoo crew are currently looking for more animators to join in with them. That sounds like a dream job. Very, very cool if you're into animation and you've been doing that. I will link the devlog down below. If you want to go into that, that will contain all the information you need to apply. If any of you happen to be in that arena, essentially. A couple more things still coming to the beta. We're getting a new temperate map with the beta as well, British in it, as they say. And that will have 9 new foliage variants, which we can see here. We've got like a bamboo kind of thing, and then we've got some trees. Don't really have much else to add on that one. I don't know my foliage enough to go, this is this tree, this is this tree. I mean, it looks oakish and beachish, I would suggest. The left two look beachy to me, the right two look oaky to me. That's about the best I've got, really. I do recognize the white stem ones as well. That's a birch, maybe? And the bottom is... I can't remember what it's called. I only know these because of Planet Zoo, and I could be entirely wrong, so don't take my word for it. The point is we're getting new foliage variants onto our temperate map. The rocks there look really nice, actually, into the ground as well. And then finally, new dinosaur. Psittacosaurus is joining the game. This is the Redux version, so this is the redone, remade, revamped Cydicosaurus, and it looks pretty phenomenal. Again, I've scaled this up. The PK page is really inconsistent with screenshot sizes for some reason. It's really annoying. Anyways, Cydicosaurus looks really good. We can see, I've got my brush, you can see the texture detail here on the beak looks fantastic. The head in general, Cydicosaurus is well known in particular for having a very strange shaped head, and that's really come to life here. You know, this jutting out spike at the side, the eyes are bright and vibrant, the nostril looks like a volcano. We've got some jutting out sections over here, a little bit of osteodermic activity down here on the little hench legs, and of course we've got the feathering down there on the tail as well. And love this eyebrow ridge as well. Just nice textures, lovely warm skin pattern, nice and detailed. Looks like a great Psittacosaurus. Very excited to have it in our games. We'll definitely be building an exhibit with this when it lands, and it will come with 3 alternate species, which is quite a lot. I'm hopeful that one of them kind of goes on the Tyrannosaurus route and just kind of goes crazy. You know, why not have a fully feathered Psittacosaurus? Why not have one that's permanently on fire? The world is your oyster. Anyways, that's it from me. That's the end. Don't have much else to add. There's some cool community spotlight stuff by Warpath and Simply Savannah if you want to go check out the page. If you're an animator, go check out the page. Feel free to go check out the page anyway, give them some traffic. Remember to wishlist Prehistoric Kingdom on Steam. It really helps out devs when you wishlist games. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but I promise you, wishlisting games is actually quite a big deal for a developer, so definitely go do that. The game is, of course, out properly in like early access release, not the full release, but it'll be public on Steam in a couple of months. I think April, they said. Maybe? I think it was April, so a couple of months and the game should be out. God, it's March. Next month and the game should be out. It's a month or two anyway. Either way. So that's really exciting, and of course that will contain new dinosaurs and stuff as well, and the game's going to grow and develop from there whilst in early access, and hopefully it's a really successful early access, which is why you should wishlist, because if they get more money, we'll get more stuff, is the hope, basically. But yeah, very exciting, so go check all that out. I know we haven't streamed Prehistoric Kingdom for a couple of weeks. The webcam stuff is not always super easy for me to do psychologically. If I have a rough day, I kind of don't want to do it. But we should be back. I think I'm going to do it tomorrow instead of Saturday, but no promises either way. We should be back this weekend with a little bit more of our Hugo Park. So stick around on the channel for a Prehistoric Kingdom live stream and more PK building. And that's about it from me. Thank you very much for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely go check out the Prehistoric Kingdom page on Steam, and of course their devlog. And from me, like and enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel for more dinosaurs, Prehistoric Kingdom, all that kind of jazz. Thanks for joining me. Cheers, much love, and as always, bye-bye.
Reaching out.